Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we have the ST16 on the Wtf firmware. Now going to run you through how you get this to go back to Flysky OS. Strangely, the weird audio issue that I had when I flashed it, I've been playing around with this quite a lot and it's not come back. So not sure what it were, but it's working absolutely perfectly fine since. But yeah, let's bring in for a close-up look and show you what it entails to flash this back to Flysky OS, just in case you've tried Edge and you've decided it's not for you, or if you were just curious to try Edge. But yeah, let's see how this one goes. So for this, we're going to need our ST16, we're going to need a Windows-based PC. I'm not sure if this would work on Mac, although it's possible it would because it's just for a web browser, but I haven't got a Mac to try. We're going to need the open source assistant. We're going to need Flysky's webpage, so we can basically go here and go to ST16, downloads and upgrades, and then you might want to install Flysky Assistant. That is available on the Mac. That's just so we can flash our backed up models back to the Flysky OS. So, first things first, we're going to go to the open source assistant. I will put links to both these pages in the description as always. Then we've got the option of Wtf or Flysky OS. We're going to click Flysky OS. You need to choose your transmitter. So this is going to be ST16. Then you need to choose the version. So we're going to be flashing it back to 109 by the looks of it. If we double check, it looks like 10192 is the latest. So it's going to flash bootloader 109. Then we can click next. It's basically just going to get the firmware and everything ready. You'll get to the screen where it says not connected, so we can go on connection guide, and basically it just runs through, tells you how to get the transmitter into DFU mode, which is just the same as what we did when we went through initially. So basically we've got to pull up the top so we can get to USB-C. You're going to flip this over, get your USB-C cable, and for this I highly advise running the Flysky USB cable. Then this port here, we're going to carefully just press the button at the bottom of it. Then you want to get your USB cable, then plug the USB cable in, let go of the button. That will get us in DFU mode. So once we're in DFU mode, you can click connect device. You'll see the only DFU mode device appear on here. We can click connected. We can then go to his next steps. Now it's telling us that we've got our firmware and radio selected correctly. So we can just press start upgrade. And we'll see if this is any different to the way we had to flash it. We did have to do the, can't remember if it was UF2 or Wtf file. I think it was UF2 to get it on Edge, but let's see what it entails to get it back off onto Flysky's OS. So we do get some instructions saying the bootloader has now been successfully written. Please follow instructions. So it does say there's still one final step. It says we should have the bootloader screen. Screen will automatically enter firmware upgrade, which it has done. It says do not operate the remote until or during update. So on next screen we need to download the corresponding updater basically for it, which that should be pretty easy to do. So it says after it's updated we should get some weird looking screen. Let's select our transmitter model, so ST16. Select the updater for it and click download. Now for this, I'm guessing it's just going to be the same as this one that we've got downloaded. This is the latest, but what I'm going to do is click on desktop I'm going to go to Assistant, I'm going to go to ST16, and then I'm going to download it. So this says it's version 1019. We also have the very latest 1019-2, but I'm going to do what it says and try and run the 1019 firmware updater. So it does say it's detected. Click update, and straight away as power lights stop flashing, it's going through saying it's erasing the actual flash. We're at 10% already. We've now got as power light flashing again. So it's now programming the flash memory. So far doesn't seem a bad way of doing the updater at all. Nothing too difficult about this. Slightly curious why they go into the 1019, not the 10192. As I believe that has got some fixes in it for this firmware. And we're currently at 41%, so it's not going too bad. I'm really glad that we've got an official way of restoring these transmitters. I would like to see all the Flysky transmitters added to this software, especially as it would unbrick a device. As long as you can get into DFU mode, this way of restoring will bring a device back. You just need to be able to flash the bootloader to restore it. So it would be like a really nice failsafe for the whole range of Flysky transmitters. I get that maybe they're not all going to be suited to running Edge, but I would really like to see this as a way to sort of emergency recover your transmitter. If you tried updating and bricked your transmitter by the laptop battery going flat or something like that, or accidentally disconnecting your transmitter part way through, it'd be really nice if we'd got this as an option to just open this open source assistant and flash the correct firmware or correct bootloader and just recover them all. So as transmitter's back on, one thing I am going to do, so I'm going to jump straight to the system menu. I'm going to go to update. I'm going to put it in update mode, and I'm going to run the 10192 firmware updater. I'm just curious to see if it'll show in here as 1019-2. I'm not sure if it does. Can't remember from doing the update video, to be totally honest. But yeah, it seems pretty painless enough, this. Certainly easier than the Switch 2 Edge, where we got the extra step on this ST transmitter, where you had to hold both trims in and then flash the or copy over the extra file to get it running on Edge. If you guys would like to see any more videos of the transmitters on Wtf, let me know. I've done some weird and wonderful setups for guys with crawlers on Wtf, and I know it can take a little bit of getting your head around. There is an awful lot of really good videos already out there for Edge. But if there's something you'd particularly like to see on Flysky transmitters, if you let me know in the comments, we could always run through it. And this is not going too bad now. We're already at 52%. I'm really glad that they're using the actual updater on this and not the not Flysky Assistant for doing the actual update. I do still get a huge number of people contact me saying my transmitter's bricked and I'm using Assistant, which my first response is, I always say do not use Assistant. I really wish Flysky had removed the option to update the firmware and just leave it as a backup tool, which it does seem to work really good at now. Since this new version 4, I have yet to have it crash, I think, which were quite a common occurrence when it were restoring memories before. Now Assistant seems pretty solid. It's just really slow at doing the firmware update. I think to do a firmware update on this transmitter, whereas I've done 2 in like less than 5 minutes, we'd probably still be doing the first update if it was on the normal version. That is our transmitter completely back on Flysky's firmware and on the latest. So the only other thing I would do is quickly jump into Assistant, and this is only if you've already got memories. So we can go to import, we can go to load as memories. If we go back to our desktop, Assistant v3, scroll down to his ST16 folder, click on the actual file. I only had one, but it's just nice to be able to run through this and show you guys. So you can select it, we can add it, you can press up and down to move it, reorganize it. If you've got loads, you can click all, then we just click OK, and it should quickly copy it across, and that should be it. We're now done. No crashing, no dramas. We're fully back on Flysky's firmware.
Shutting down.
So yeah, very strange, the weird audio issue. I didn't manage to get it to do it again after the actual initial video, and by the end of the video it had got no weird audio issue. So yeah, not really sure what happened there, but it does seem to work perfectly fine now. And I've never actually had any audio issue on the standard Flysky software. But yeah, that's all back, fully functioning. Everything seems to work.
Please confirm.
And we've got his model back on. So yeah, all working, all fully switched back, and I don't think that's a bad experience, to be totally honest. We had nothing weird about it, nothing crashed, nothing awkward. Pretty straightforward. You do get the little assistant pop-up. So if you are using this to flash software, you do get the little assistant pop-up on the right hand side, and I would advise you to read through that. Obviously once you've done it once, you know exactly what to expect. There's some very useful bits that pop up, especially flashing to edge, where you have to hold these two in and tap the power button to get it into the correct mode to copy the UF2 file, I think it is, over to it. But other than that, yeah, pretty happy with this. Lovely to see Flysky embracing the open source firmwares. You can leave the SD card in this when it's on Flysky OS in case you're switching between the two, or just so you don't lose it. But yeah, quite successful, quite happy with this. So let's wrap this one up. So there we have it, the Flysky ST16 over to edge and back. Yeah, the programming it onto or programming it for edge, a little bit more steps than the PL18 and more steps than what I'm used to, even getting radios to do it that aren't supported. So you do have that extra bit where you have to hold the trims in and put it into another mode to let you write the files to it. But other than that, it's pretty easy. It'd be very difficult to brick it. especially because you've got full access to DFU mode and you can always just revert it straight back to Flysky OS and start again if you got really confused or messed up. The strange audio issue, I can't replicate that, so it did it when I initially made the video swapping it to Edge. Rebooted it multiple times after that, played around with it, saved stuff to memory card, and it worked. So I'm not sure what were causing that. It definitely needs a more modern SD card, so the really old 1 gig card wouldn't read at all. Although I only tried that because I've got them kicking around from years ago, and it is dirt cheap for a 16 or 32 gig SD card, and you're really not going to need more than that. You can store pictures of your RCs and have them assigned in Edge to the models and everything. It's quite a lot of stuff to do on that. But yeah, definitely interesting. Should make for an interesting transmitter on Edge. It's quite a nice transmitter to use anyway, quite comfortable, lots of buttons. So yeah, you guys let me know. But thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.